Hello? Thanks for joining us again on the channel. This one's been on my radar for a while, and now, thanks to a friend who got his hands on it, I finally get to share the experience with you. Before we get started, feel free to check out the discount link in the description and the pinned comment. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Now, let's hear directly from our first reviewer about their experience.
This reviewer concludes that this monitor is an exceptional value, striking a great balance for anyone who needs a display for both everyday work and some casual gaming. After considerable research into several more expensive options, our reviewer ultimately chose this display and was extremely pleased with the decision. The standout feature is the 4K picture quality. Our client found the text to be incredibly crisp and clear, creating an experience very similar to working on a high-resolution laptop Retina screen. The panel itself is consistent, with no distracting bright spots or darkened corners. The color accuracy was excellent right out of the box, offering a slightly warmer tone that this user actually preferred for their web design tasks. Another major highlight was the single-cable USB-C connectivity. Despite initial concerns that the power delivery might not be enough for a demanding laptop, they found it kept their machine charged without issue, even while running intensive applications. Of course, it isn't perfect. The reviewer suggests that buyers shouldn't count on the HDR feature, as it's more of a marketing point than a functional benefit on a display in this class. They also noted a few minor ergonomic quirks, such as the single joystick for controlling the on-screen menu, which can be a bit clunky, and a stand that feels a bit inelegant. However, the ability to use a standard VESA mount makes the stand a non-issue for those who prefer a monitor arm. Ultimately, for someone seeking a versatile and high-quality 4K monitor, our reviewer believes you would be hard-pressed to find a better option for the price.
Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer, after spending days researching options for a new setup, ultimately chose this particular monitor as a recently updated version of a highly regarded model. Upon arrival, our reviewer found the setup process to be remarkably straightforward. The stand and base click together without any screws, allowing for assembly in just a couple of minutes. While the packaging suggests 2 people for lifting, the display is light enough for 1 person to handle, though care should be taken to hold it by its incredibly thin bezels. All necessary cables were included in the box, which was a nice surprise, though their shorter length might be an issue for some. A minor complaint was the large external power brick, a common but clunky feature. This client's initial goal was a single, massive ultra-wide screen, but they discovered their laptop lacked the necessary graphics power to drive such a display. As a result, they opted for a dual-screen setup using 2 of these 27-inch monitors. After a small hiccup trying to connect both through a docking station, they found that plugging each monitor directly into their laptop's ports worked perfectly. The out-of-the-box picture quality was so good that no adjustments were needed. Though initially concerned about its matte screen finish, our reviewer was ultimately won over by the clear, vibrant image, which had no dead pixels or light bled. The nearly non-existent side bezels create a close to seamless experience, and the highly adjustable stand adds great ergonomic flexibility. Ultimately, this dual display configuration proved to be an outstanding alternative, leaving them very happy with the final result.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer gives this display a qualified recommendation. While not a gamer, our reviewer primarily uses this monitor for photo editing and finds it exceptionally well suited for that purpose. Initially, they had a few key criteria in mind. First, size mattered. They learned from a previous purchase that a 32-inch screen was simply too large for their viewing distance, requiring uncomfortable head movements to see the entire display. A 27-inch screen proved to be the ideal size. Secondly, USB-C connectivity was a must, as the client wanted to charge their MacBook Pro while using the monitor, streamlining their workspace. Finally, they were looking for a balance between quality and price, wanting a good quality monitor without breaking the bank. This monitor ticked all those boxes. The reviewer was particularly impressed with the out-of-the-box color accuracy, a crucial feature for photography. The ability to see accurate colors on the screen which translate reliably to printed photos is invaluable to them. They also found the brightness to be more than adequate, even setting it to a relatively low level for comfortable viewing in their workspace. Overall, for a photographer using a MacBook, this monitor is near perfect. One minor wish they had is for the ability to disable the charging function through the monitor once the MacBook's battery is full, to help prevent premature battery degradation. Despite this small quibble, the reviewer concludes that if you're in the market for a new monitor, this one is definitely worth considering.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you next time.